I'm in a glass case of emotion. The bad man, Angelo, beat me this week, and I gotta tell ya, it's worse than the time the raccoon got stuck in the copier. I'm sure a lot of teams are feeling the same way this week, as it was a low-scoring and downright despicable showing across the league. But sometimes a man just has to look himself in the face and say, when in Rome. I am completely miserable, San Diego. So here's a look at Week 6 in the LDFFL.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
I have one great passion that lives within my loins like a flaming golden hawk, and that's watching Jordan Harwitz lose. After picking up his first loss of the season last week, he posted his lowest amount of points of the season this week against Glatz. I'm sure his wife will rub Vaseline all over his hiney and tell him that it's special and different from everyone else's. Glatz moves into first place with the win, while Jordan shifts down to second.
I'm sure Wes here is just upset over finishing second in the ratings again.
Ooh. Oh, that's completely uncalled for, Burgundy.
Jimmy Garoppolo got things started with 22 points against the Falcons, but unsurprisingly, Josh Allen led Glatz's team in scoring for another week, dropping 37 points in a shootout with the Chiefs. He peppered Stephon Diggs with targets, which resulted in 31 points and another resounding win.
We have a saying in my country about people like him. The coyote of the desert always likes to eat the heart of the young, but the blood drips down to the children for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and only the ribs will be broken in two.
Dino.
Bob Dylan once wrote, "The times they are a-changin'." Rudder and Lawler have apparently never heard that song, as Ross and Packy crushed them for their second win in a row. Much like Packy is doing with his infant daughter, him and Ross changed Pinky in the Brain's diaper and wiped the dribble away from their bubbling lips. Ross and Packy move up a spot in the standings into 8th place, while Rudder and Lawler are searching for answers in 6th.
I like to eat ice cream, and I really enjoy a nice pair of slacks. Years later, a doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48, and am what some people call mentally retarded.
The best player in the NFL showed up this week as Brandon Ayuk exploded for 28 points. Michael Pittman also got back on track as he posted 26 in the early frame, while Patrick Mahomes wrapped up the win with 28 points in the afternoon slate.
With a jump of 7 feet, 10 inches.
Anthony Cleopatra! This matchup stunk worse than Bigfoot's dick, but hey, someone's gotta win. The Evans dragged Weiss down to the swamp with them this week in another low-scoring affair, something they continue to find themselves in. What a fall from grace for these once proud owners of 2 adorable gay dogs. Weiss moves up a spot into 5th place, while I doubt the Evans will even sniff the playoffs as they sink deeper into the swamp, in last.
You have way too much pubic hair.
Actually, that's a point of pride. I'm very proud of my mane of pubic hair, so thank you.
Mark Andrews dominated in the early frame, leading Weiss's team with almost 24 points. Christian McCaffrey showed out for potential trade partners with 22.8, and Gabe Davis's solid 16.5 points were enough to deliver the win this week.
Mr. Burgundy, you have a massive erection.
Really? I'm sorry, it's the pleats.
I'm proud of G-Berg. He kept his head on a swivel. That's what you do when you find yourself in a vicious cockfight. He took down Mancy this week after he was all high and mighty after his win last week. If I know anything about Mancy, though, it's that 60% of the time, he ends up in the swamp. Every time. For now, he finds himself in 3rd place, while G-Berg has moved out of last and into 9th.
I'm gonna straight up murder your ass.
Hey, take out, man. God! I did not see that coming!
Matt Ryan came out of nowhere and dropped a 40-piece on the Jaguars in the early frame, making Lamar Jackson's 18 points pale in comparison. Austin Eckler continued to roll as he provided 24.3 points against the Broncos on Monday Night Football.
This burrito is delicious, but it is filling.
Anthony Cleopatra!
I want to smash Angelo's face into a car windshield and then take his mother, Karen Karagrosis, out to a nice seafood dinner and never call her again. I had every opportunity to walk away with the win this week, but Monday Night Football did me incredibly dirty and handed Angelo the victory instead. Fear not, loyal followers, I still have the most amount of points in the league and sit in 4th place, while Angelo is showing signs of life and moves into 7th.
You destroyed the only thing I love. All right, there it is.
What do you love?
I love poetry. And a glass of scotch. And of course, my friend Baxter here.
Well, guess what? Now this is happening.
Excuse me. Excuse me! What are you doing?
Joe Burrow lit up the Superdome in his return to New Orleans with 44.5 points against the Saints, while on the other side, Alvin Kamara provided 18.4. Saquon Barkley continued his strong season as he posted 18.5 points against the Ravens.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Well, you have bad hair.
What did you say?
I said, your hair looks stupid.
There's only one thing a man can do when he's facing a spiritual and existential funk, and it's not going to the zoo and flipping off the monkeys. While the rest of the LDFFL are laughing and grab-assing, I'm chasing down leads and practicing my gritty. The playoffs are closer than you think, and you bet your ass I'll be there, and I'm gonna look good. Stay classy, and remember, if you're gonna be a dick, be a little dick.